Ladies and gentlemen, bienvenidos a Barcelona. We are here in the city of dreams of Barcelona, and today we're going to be showing you guys all the things that you're going to want to see and do in Barcelona, España. This video is wonderfully and proudly sponsored by Hostelworld. I want to say a huge thank you to them for making this video possible. Before we do anything else, let's roll the intro. So this is the Sagrada Familia. This is one of the top attractions of Barcelona, the city itself. If you're coming to the city, you are most definitely going to be visiting this awesome basilica. This basilica started construction over 100 years ago and it's still not finished, and it's one of the popular works by Antoni Gaudi, which is one of the most famous Spanish designers, and he constructed a lot of different buildings, architectural things here in Barcelona. We're going to be visiting some of them today, but this is undoubtedly his most famous creation. There's a lot of money behind this project, and to be exact how much money? In 2018, they raised about 30 million euros just to construct this thing, and a few years prior, they raised 18 million. So there's a lot of money being poured into the construction of this basilica. And on top of that, all of the money is privately funded. None of this is coming from the government. Antoni Gaudi is also known and referred to just as Gaudi sometimes, and his works can be found in a plethora across Barcelona. We're gonna explore some of them right after this, but let's take a walk and see some of the Sagrada Familia. So a little note to be made about Antoni Gaudi. The works that he designed across Barcelona are used to look unusual. That is kind of the whole point of his artistic vision. Sagrada Familia, you see a very different design than anything else you see in the city, as well as all the other things that we're going to visit from him that he's created or he's designed are going to look extremely different than anything else you're going to see across Europe or even across this city. That is what makes Gaudi super special, and that's why I'm excited to explore more of his work. All right, so the means of transportation that we are using today to get around the city is going to be the Barcelona Metro. This is a subway station and it works really excellent to get around the city fast. It connects where we're staying really well, no matter if you're staying in a hostel or hotel. It connects to most of the major areas in the city. Use it by using this pass. We're gonna jump on into the Metro right now. We have exited the Metro right now and we are heading off to one of the most popular tourist spots in the city. Steve, you know where we're going right now?
Las Ramblas!
We are having a hard time understanding fully how this thing is pronounced, and just saying it is kind of hard. It does not roll off the tongue. The word is Las Ramblas, but we've heard people be saying it La Rambla and Las Rambla and also La Ramblas. So we don't know what the proper way is.
I think on Google Maps it says Las Ramblas. Oh, sorry, don't roll the R. Ramblas.
Ramblas. So we're gonna go there right now, show you guys a little bit all about that. So we're leaving the Gothic quarter right now, heading into one of the most popular areas of the entire city, La Ramblas, or Las Ramblas, or La Rambla, however you want to call it. This is it right here, what you see behind me right now. This, La Rambla, which in Espanol or in Spanish means kind of like the walking street, is where people walk. Essentially, this whole street in the city is closed down just for pedestrian traffic. On either side, there are cars passing by, and a really cool feature, almost every restaurant, cafe, bar, whatever it engages in right here on the Rambla is basically serving people from inside of the restaurant on the side of the street to here, the Rambla itself. As you can see, there's many bars and cafes lined all the way up. Even McDonald's or Burger King engages in this right here on this place. You order your food in the restaurant, bar, whatever you want, and they basically come into here, into the inside of the Rambla, and eat all your food and drink all your drink right outside here with everybody else. This is essentially the Times Square of Barcelona. It is hands down the most packed part of the entire city. It's what everybody knows, and if you're visiting Sagrada Familia, you're probably gonna come here right after, or vice versa. This is where you're gonna come to in Barcelona as well. The most famous food market in Barcelona, La Bocca, is located right here, but we're gonna explore some more of that later on. This area of the city gets a little sketchy at nighttime, so you want to make sure that you're watching out for pickpocketers during the day and the night, but mostly in the night. There tends to be a little bit of petty theft that goes on, particularly here. People know they can prey on tourists, so make sure when you're walking around here, don't give people the opportunity to take from you. Make sure you're guarding all of your belongings in your pockets or wherever they are securely. Just be careful when you're walking around this particular area. Alright, so the video continues. We are continuing the top 10 things you need to see in Barcelona. We have come outside of our hostel right now. The Hostelworld actually set us up in. This is called Unite Hostel here in Barcelona. We want to give them a quick shout out because they were awesome enough to host us and the party for Hostelworld. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that later. Right now, we're going to jump off to a place called Park Güell. This is one of the biggest attractions in all of Barcelona, and I found a loophole online. You can actually visit a part of this paid park for free if you arrive there before 8 a.m. in the summer or 8:30 a.m. in the winter. We are now going to rush off to this park. It is, what time is it right now, Steve?
It's too early. It's not, the sun's not even out, guys.
The sun's not even out yet.
People are still coming home from the nightclubs, and we are just waking up because we are troopers. We want to get out there to show you and make some killer content.
Sweet, so we're gonna rush off right now. It's up in the mountains, in the Carmel Mountains, I think, of Barcelona.
They have some caramel up there.
Yeah, I hope they have some caramel. Gives me a caramel drizzle. So we're gonna have to take a train and a bus over there right now. It's gonna be a 40-minute journey about. Have an hour to explore before the guards get there.
The things we do for budget travel.
This is a real budget travel hack. All right, that is our bus that we're supposed to take, the 116 from Escorial Sant Lluís. We're just waiting here. Hey, Steve.
Oh, hey.
How's it waiting for a bus?
It's lovely. No one's here. We have the whole private VIP section reserved for ourselves.
My only question for you is, would you like to buscamos asís?
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, we made it. Dude, we actually did it.
We made it, man.
We woke up at like 5 in the morning to get here. But it
not
looks
the only ones here.
Yeah, it looks like the loophole is not just us. People know about this thing. Here we are. This is the entrance to the park right here. We're gonna take you guys real quick to the most famous sites before that closes, and then we'll bring you guys back down to the normal area. So let's go find the rare stuff first. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to Park Güell, and I'm pronouncing it the correct way now, not because I didn't know how to pronounce it earlier. It's just because I decided to do it now. It's definitely not because I didn't know how to pronounce it earlier. So the actual right way to say it is Güell. That's for the double L at the end of the word. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and sort of Antoni Gaudi's wonderland. And it's all the obscure art that Antoni Gaudi kind of wanted to put when he envisioned architectural and style into one place. We're gonna walk through some of the most popular right now. Before this park officially opens, this 5% of the park is closed off for a fee, and it costs about 11 to 13 euros at normal operating hours. But if you come in the way we did, you can see the whole thing for free. This is hands down the most popular park in all of Barcelona. And right behind me right now, right down there, is the quote-unquote salamander, or in Espanol, it's called El Drac, or the dragon. It's not 100% known exactly what it is, but people assume that Antoni Gaudi, when he designed this thing, it was supposed to be a sort of salamander-like creature. It is one of the most famous things, and you'll see this on postcards of Barcelona and people always standing next to it taking pictures. And I'm excited to see more of the other architectural things that are right behind us, because there's so much right here. So let's go explore this awesome park. All right, next up, right above the El Drac, is the Hostel room, or in Espanol, it is called Sala Hipostila. And just a giant room full of columns, and it reaches out to the terrace with this beautiful view, and then you have these crazy little mosaic murals at the top. What do you think about this, Steve?
This is really beautiful.
Look at this thing. Look how cool Steve looks in here.
Do I look cool in here? What's cooler, me or the architecture?
They're doing some construction right now too. As most major sites on planet Earth are always going through construction. But I think for a budget traveler, for free, this is a hell of a deal. He's gonna wake up a little early. This right here is known as Portico de la Bugadera, or also known as the laundry room del Portic. From what I've understood from what I read, this thing was actually supposed to be a path that they wanted to build to connect different housing projects that they wanted to build around this place. So this is what it kind of was supposed to look like. And the concept of it is it's supposed to kind of look like a wave. When you walk in here, it's purposely crooked. You can kind of see how everything kind of slants down a little bit. And it's supposed to mess with your head a little bit, especially when the light's shining in right now as it is. We have this nice early morning sunshine coming in with these orange colors. Right. So this whole place is connected via a series of stairways that are bringing you higher and higher up the mountain. Right next to me to my side is called the Serpentine Bench, or also known as the longest bench in the world. It is actually a style of bench that's created very long ago, and it loops all the way around to down there. And it is also part of the second terrace. So there's two terraces here that you can see amazing lookouts of Barcelona. We are up high in the mountains right now where you can get awesome views. So we're gonna walk out to the second terrace right now, show you guys what that looks like. All right, the last but not least in this kind of close section of the stuff that we wanted to cover, we have the Pasig de Palmeras, which means the passage of the palms. What you have on the side is a sort of wall that is looking to imitate palm trees out of rock, and it's kind of carved into the rocks, and then you have a bunch of palm trees on either side of you. On the side, of course, you have another beautiful view of the city itself. You can actually see the Sagrada Familia from here, see all the way out to the beach, and pretty much you can see the whole sort of valley that the city of Barcelona sits in from up here, which is really, really nice. This is comparable to the view that you can get from the bunkers, which is something we're going to do later on, but still very, very beautiful to come and see this. So if you only have time to squeeze in maybe one thing, it could be worth it to come get your view from up here and see the park at the same time. Keep in mind, it will get very, very busy. I'm sure that by the time we walk back down to the first terrace, it's going to be packed right now. It got really busy the second that we got here. So if you want to come, maybe even come a little bit earlier than we did. We got here around like 7:20-ish a.m. You might want to come here maybe 7, maybe 6:50, 6:40 if you can, to really be completely by yourself, because it will get busy. With that being said, let's jump off to our next location. Nope. Alrighty. And we step out of the bus. Bus station's right there, literally to our next spot. Also, I'm gonna mention this right now. Spain, Barcelona, there's always cars driving in the places you least expect them. Always. This happens every day. You think it's just a normal sidewalk and the truck just drives past. I don't get it. I don't know why it's a thing. But here we are. This thing is called Casa Bacio, and this is another Gaudi-esque thing. I'm gonna talk to you guys all about it right now. But there is a line, a massive line of tourists all over here. So let's find a nice little quiet spot and talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to another one of our sites. This is Casa Bacio, also known as the House of Bones. This is another Gaudi designed location. The concept behind this house was to build a house with no straight lines. So when you look at the building, it kind of is similar to a bone sort of shape. It's supposed to look very morbid and look very gruesome. A lot of the shapes look like bones that are sticking out, and then the top of the actual roof of the building is known as kind of like the dragon or dinosaur back. It looks like it kind of has scales and kind of arches over the top of the building. Also a museum inside of here. You can go pay a fee to go inside. I read a lot of mixed reviews, so we're personally not going to, and as you can see by the enormous line, there's at least, I would say about 100 people in there, standing in line waiting to get in. It's really nice. It's on the street. It's public viewing. It's free. You can just come and walk and see it and appreciate all the designs, all the little balconies, all the little slivers of bone-like material. And let's jump off to our last location. Now we got a really cool adventure to go on. We're about to join the cable car, or funicular, how they call it in Spanish, funicular, to go to the top of Mount Juic, which is one of like the top viewpoints here in Barcelona. This is the tower that we'll be boarding. We'll go all the way across to the top of the mountain. It's supposed to be a fantastic view. It's about a 7-minute ride. We're gonna go get our tickets right now, join the top of it, and begin flying across the sky. Alrighty, so 11 euro will snag you one of these guys. This is a one-way ticket. It's 16 euros for 2 ways. We're only gonna do a one-way trip. And you board the elevator to go up. Gracias. Alright, so we come up to the top of the tower now before we board the actual funicular. And the view is, wow, magnificent. This is a good one right here. We had essentially a 360 panoramic view all around this entire building.
You can see all the beaches.
Alright, Steve, you ready for this?
Yeah.
We got 2 VIP window seats.
Boom, boom.
There we go. Damn, this is epic. That's it. That's all, folks. That was the whole journey right there. It took about 5 minutes from start to finish, and we are now on Mount Juic.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, we have given you 5 beautiful things to see and do
But wait a sec, Tom.
here in Barcelona.
You said we were gonna do 10.
Did I now? Well, we got a little surprise for you, ladies and gentlemen. This video is actually a collab.
Inspiration.
So right now, if you want to see 5 other things that you got to do in Barcelona, you're gonna head over to Mr. Steve Yallow's channel down below in the description.
That's where you're gonna see more things to do in Barcelona.
You're gonna go down the description and use hostelworld.com in below in the description right now. Book yourself a hostel when you're coming over here. Maybe even stay at Unite Hostel, the place that we're staying, who's being awesome enough to host us with this beautiful place. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of another video. Our Spanish word of the day today is going to be vamos, which means come on, or like let's go.
Spelled with a V, but they pronounce V's like B's.
So we say vamos.
Vamos.
So that's your Spanish word of the day today. If you want to support this channel, you can by buying some merchandise like this beautiful hat down below in the description or on screen right now as well. You go follow Mr. Steve Yallo. Go watch his videos.
Come on, guys.
Send him some love because we're traveling together. We're going to see you guys in the next one. We're loving Barcelona. We're loving Europe. And we're going to love you a long time. Steve, slap him out, why don't you?
Come see the rest of the 5 in my video. Peace.